now as well. I think the Garen ban is interesting because Garen kind of nullifies a strong side top, right? You pick Garen and he can survive most matchups. And I think that's what, YK is happy with Garen in the Baron side. Like, he can just survive pretty much everything. And he has that true damage burst that can kind of chunk through one of the frontline tanks. So I think, it's a very sensible decision if you're trying to set up Azar for success. But you have given over the Renekton first pick to YK. And Renekton, again, in a similar boat, a super strong pick in the Baron lane meta right now. But I love this. Going back to what makes you good. Tatsuri on Zed. Strong solo lane presence. It means Chewy is very likely taking the Ziggs here, but the response from DKG is what I like to see. Another strong Dragon lane carry in the form of the Varus, which has similar clear potential, similar 2v1 potential, and can allow them to unlock their supports.
Yeah, like it. The Varus obviously always solid, and that means that obviously against the Ziggs could be painful for him, eating a couple of those arrows, and we know how strong Diana can be. So what does Team Secret come out with now? Are they going to go for a jungler? Jarvan, is that going to be jungle? Is it going to be top? I'm going to assume it's jungle until we see. A Jarvan versus Renekton can work. Not the best of choices. Maybe a Darius in there. I'm trying to think what else they could possibly pick with Fiora and Garen off the table. They're going for the Lucian. Okay, where's Ziggs going? Is this Ziggs support? Ziggs top?
It could be Lucian top. Lucian top is something that we have seen a little bit. Lucian is a flexible carry. He doesn't need to go in that Dragon lane position. He can go mid and also go top too. I wouldn't say that Baron lane is his natural home. You usually see him mid or in the AD carry role. Rengar for Hueba. Is that the first Rengar pick we've had all tournament?
We had it the other day. Yeah, I know I got very excited with it. I think it was, I can't think what game it is, but definitely saw it. But it does mean Rakan comes in there, and that is a very good opener for them. I gained a cat on the desk. It's all right. Confused me for a moment. I've gained a cat. There is a cat. It's Rengar. There we go.
Yeah. We will never, ever, complain at gaining cats on broadcast, Demon. So, and that is going to be the Gragas. Okay, so this is an interesting draft from Team Secret. My imagination is that it's obviously going to be Jarvan jungle. Obviously, we have seen some Zed jungle pop up from time to time, so we can't 100% discount that. It's Gragas support for James, it feels like. I think it'll be Chewy James with Ziggs Gragas bot, because it's got a lot of lane shove potential, especially at level 1. And then I think you're gonna have Azar playing Lucian top into the Renekton, because it's quite oppressive for the Renekton to deal with. So that would be the way that I choose to play it anyway. Whereas when you look at DKG, I think they're basically saying, well, if we can deal with the Ziggs or the Lucian with that Rengar pick, then we probably deal with the majority of this team fight. And so that's kind of the way that I think they're looking to play this. Rengar's a very strong waiver pick as well, can single-handedly burst down targets easily. And they have nice team fights set up with the Diana and the Rakan and the Varus too. So
yeah, there you go. It is indeed going to be Azar on Lucian in that top lane. So going to be very interesting one, and it's great to see Rengar back out again. Big fan of Rengar. Obviously, I used to be the Kazakhs. I used to have that little thing going on. And I remember back when I joined Riot, many years ago this was, when obviously we're back when I joined Riot, we had to fight for who had the icon. Back then, obviously, there wasn't, thousands and thousands of employees like there is these days in Riot Games. And everybody had your own icon as your sort of in-game thing and as an employee, and we had to fight for Kazakhs. I lost.
was it 1v1 on the Rift?
It was, yeah. It was the classic 1v1 on the Rift, bro.
Mate. Yeah, this is interesting though, because Team Secret have gone back to what I think forms their identity. You've given two very strong solo lane carries over to both Azar and Tatsuri, and so I think this is what makes Team Secret strong. And I think if you play through this, if you allow them to play through those lanes, they might flourish and be able to shut down Dakun. Dakun again bringing something very different though.
I mean, is different good? That's the question. Is it going to catch Team Secret off guard? And Team Secret bringing something they're maybe not used to. They've certainly got champions that they're used to here. We've seen James doing very well, very aggressive, immediately getting in there and finding Emo. But Emo, Rakan with those entrances can be such a strong setup, and I've lost count of the amount of 3-4 man knockups we've seen from Rakans. Everybody grouping up, but with Team Secret's comp, they're not going to be stacking on one another, so it's going to be more about split, finding those fights.
Yeah, I mean, Team Secret may be even averse to just fighting at all. They might want to utilize Tatsuri and Azar in the side lanes. I really like the adaptation of Dilution into the Renekton. Renekton traditionally a bit of a Baron lane bully, but this is a hard matchup for Renekton to play into, at least until level 3, where you can maybe look for an engage and catch Azar out with your slicing dice. But realistically, this should be Azar favored heavily. So you have got very strong top Baron lane priority right here, which means you're going to have free reign of that top side of the jungle as well. And you're seeing a full red side clear for Trevor at this stage of the game, which means he's probably going directly for top lane Scuttle and maybe even looking to split the jungle vertically and deny some very early jungle on the blue side for Hueva.
Keep our eye on that path. We can see him sat waiting to see if he can get anything set up for Yo here, but it's not going to be the case. Shows himself. That gives Hueva all the information he needs as he just gets himself a little farm in and around mid. Continuing to trade down the bot lane or the dragon lane, whichever you would prefer these days. Imo just eating out here, looking to see if he can get out Chewy. Not going to step out further, but eats himself an arrow. And that's the danger. That's the danger. Hueva pops out of nowhere. That is also the danger of a Rengar. And you can see, the photo strike landing. There's Rakan knockup, but Trevor managing to get away with the flag of drag.
I'm trying to figure out why Trevor didn't just say, well, top lane Scuttle. Like we have full top lane priority. Bot lane was a little even, but questionable because Chewy was out of position to be able to respond, and now Hueva might actually just double Scuttle you.
Yeah.
What was the decision making to say why weren't we utilizing top lane priority right now for Team Secret? Hueva has just got away with a double Scuttle as a Rengar. And versus the Jarvan, that shouldn't really happen. Jarvan can definitely hold his own at this stage in the game. So that felt a little awkward from me, and Trevor definitely isolated himself. I assumed that they thought they had more priority on the bot side of the map than they actually did. But I think Team Secret punished, again, very early on here with some interesting decision-making around the Rift Scuttlers.
Look how confident Emo is in a 2v1 right now as the support in that bot lane. Just happy to dance about, farm out the gold while he waits for Wind to come back to lane, but so overly confident. Obviously, they've got the full ward coverage, so he knows he's safe. He only needs to worry about dodging out skill shots and had no fear of Hammers whatsoever because he was so low.
I feel like they kind of had to, though, because if they allowed Hammers to freeze the lane there, it made it a little awkward for DKG overall. So I think Emo basically said, well, I've got to try and shove this wave in. That would be my priority, so I'm going to try and shove this wave in. Interesting that they're going for a gank on the Renekton here. He does have that Dominus available, and Hueva isn't too far away, and he'll be able to stalk this towards the top side of the map with his ultimate relatively easily.
Okay, though, getting baited into this one. Trevor's there. There's a flag and drag. It's a good knockup, but had they got enough? The Dominus comes down. I don't think the damage is there, but Hueva comes in and destroys the back line. Asa and Trevor didn't know what hit him.
Did we not just call that? Did we not just say he's stalking in the sidelines? Hueva could be there before you could even say, well, dead. And Azar and Trevor were just dead in that situation. I think it's also risky, post level 5 trying to gank a Renekton. It is risky to do that. Let's take a look at the Axe replay here. YK, he has no idea that Trevor's here, but watch, pops Dominus, even flashes away under tower. That is a very risky tacticalism, and Hueva is just there, stalking on that top side of the map, ready to jump in. He can so easily react to these ganks and find a counter gank in these post level 5 scenarios, and Hueva already off to a 1,200 gold lead, effectively and efficiently farming his way through the jungle as well. Who can stop this man?
And the danger is, of course, the fact that obviously we're using a Lucian top there. The reasoning behind it, yeah, I get it. You can poke and prod onto YK, but the fact is, you're a Lucian top. You are squishy, and when a Rengar comes out the jungle like that, you're gonna go down fast. There's no doubt about it. Team Secret, though, trying to get a bit of chest thumping going on here. As you can see, the Scuttlecraft ward obviously is in there, so they don't have that, so they're going to try out this Riptail, try and get the poking. Emo re-engages. I love that re-engage. Chains of Corruption come down, and Hueva will pick himself up the first kill here. Emo, a Kaden in, trying to get out the way of it this time, but again, DKG just too quick and too punishing in their response.
Just too good, I think D-Man is the phrase here. Wind overextend, he knows he's dead to Tatsuri. Tatsuri found something back, and that might be enough to allow a trade for objectives cross-map right now. That was, I think, Tatsuri claiming something from the depths right there. And that's an okay response for Team Secret.
Okay, so they're going to admit, they're going to accept the fact they lose the Mountain Drake because Weber's not here. Yo is like on a different page, so it seems. Emo and Yo going in. Meanwhile, they're just delaying. DKG are actually taking the top turret. That was pure delay tactics. Absolutely. Maybe a cheeky attempt at a steal if they could manage it, but they were never really there to look for the fight. They were just, as you said, there to delay. Didn't even have to use the Rift Herald to pop that first turret of the game. You have a Rengar. I mean, turrets are like butter to you if you have a Rengar, and he's the hot knife. It's really insane stuff. I wish we had a replay of that fight around the Rift Herald as well, because I think what you see is just a perfectly timed layering of CC from DKG as well. Sometimes when you have this situation where you're, trying to chain CC together, a lot of teams will be like, well, he's knocked in the air, like quickly throw everything at him. But the timing of Wynn's ultimate was just as Chewy was bouncing back down from the Grand Entrance knockup. It was just like buying these extra milliseconds to ensure that they get the end result they're looking for. And DKG are flawless in these skirmishes and team fights. 5k gold lead at 6 minutes. I think Team Secret are going to have to do something special here. Well, they are going to try and focus down the Diana. Stasis runs. In comes the rest of the team to support. The knockup didn't work, actually. Am I missing that one? But it's enough to put the fear of God into Team Secret as they back away. Ripto being thrown down mid, but what's in the jungle? It's YK and Hueva coming around the side. Tatsuri thinks he's found him. Hueva's the focus. He's trying to run and go, but he does get finally taken down. They get themselves a second. Can they turn into a third or win? Yes, they can. And finally, we get something from Tatsuri. And Team Secret with a 3-0.
The hero of the Philippines right here, Tatsuri. Absolutely beastly. YK trying desperately to prevent this mid lane wave from going down, and he'll pay for it with his life. But Tatsuri, given one of his best picks, given one of the best champions that he has in the game, oh no. Oh god. Guys, I was just hyping you up.
We didn't see that. Let's take
a look at the act replay here. Weber just a little overextended, but watch Tatsuri. He holds on to his ultimate. Weber tries to get away from it, but he keeps his nerve, stays and picks up Weber, and then they're able to collapse on a very split DKG here. Really excellent stuff from Tatsuri. They earned that triple kill by punishing the very aggressive overextension from Weber in the jungle. This was just, I mean, YK, I thought it looked a little bit silly that he knew he was going to die here, but at the end of the day, it paid off. He bought enough time so that his team wouldn't lose that mid lane turret easily. Of course, Chewy turns up eventually, but
yeah, it's going to get Tatsuri down the bot. Not going to be able to get away from this one. And it will be Hueva that picks up the kill. And they're going to keep punishing here. Yeah, he's angry Hueva. I mean, he's still got a 3,000 gold advantage. That is a very dead Chewy. Zig's getting caught out like that without a flash. You basically caught with your pants down. And now the mid turret is in perilous danger.
Killing Hueva only serves to make him 10 times more angry. Because he's come back with a vengeance in these small skirmishes here.
Red team lost.
That's what the problem is that Team Secret are playing directly into what a Rengar wants,
Yeah.
Mindlessly rotating through DKG vision as a squishy carry like, Chewy. You are going to get killed by a Rengar. It's like playing versus the Twitch, when Twitch was like super meta in League PC.
Yeah, for about 2 or 3 years actually at the start.
If you are walking by yourself versus these types of champions, you have to assume that they're going to kill you. So don't walk by yourself, especially if you don't have flash, you don't have stasis. I know that Chewy has now picked up stasis, but again, only buys you a bit of time. And if your team's not ready to immediately collapse on you, then obviously you're still going to die regardless. And DKG again using aggressive vision lines in the river. They're ensuring that these rotations are very difficult for TS to do between the lanes right now.
They're not going to be close enough to this one. Tatsuri's a long way away. They're still coming in for a 5v5 though. I'm not sure this is the right engagement choice for Team Secret. Yes, the mid lane turret is not there, but in terms of trying to prod, it is Inferno coming up though, so definitely worth a fight, but this is dangerous signs for Team Secret. They have to have the perfect engagement. It's a good start onto Weber. They're going to get him down. They have. This could turn in Team Secret's way, but the rest of the team now respond to this one. The culling not really finding his target. James trying desperately to lock somebody down. Trevor has to back away, and Team Secret realize, okay guys, we got the jungler back out. That's enough. We should be able to get the Drake down.
Uncharacteristic error from Hueva, in my opinion. Just way too aggressive on his Rengar positioning and held his flash for a very long time. James with the perfect punish, and you can see DKG maybe looking for a cheeky attempt at a steal here, but that's an Infernal pickup. Signs of life yet for Team Secret. Much better from the Southeast Asian representative. And honestly, again, like you said, uncharacteristic error from Hueva. He's still, as you mentioned, a significant chunk of gold in the lead. But those little errors creeping in are giving small windows of opportunity for Team Secret, and they're taking you. Watch here, Hueva. He knows they're all there. They don't have the vision. Face checking as a Rengar is always a rough thing to do. Luckily, the rest of DKG were able to kind of nullify the fight and prevent anyone else from going down. But again, if you lose Hueva, it feels like you lose the game right now. We have another fight.
They go straight back into it. Hueva once again caught out. This time, he gets locked up in the Cataclysm. He's going to go down again. Now can they turn this back around, though? Trevor going to get focused on. He has to flag and drag away. The stun comes through, and that's another one down. So it's a 1-for-1. Azza was the one that dropped on the Lucia. So it's still at the end of the day, jungler down, but look at DKG, they want more. They're coming around for the flank. They're going to try and go for the tower dive. Yo goes in. He gets stunned and locked up. That's worked out well, but oh no, they immediately did get the double drop down there. Tatsuri's going to try and turn it around. He gets one. Can he get a second here onto Yo? He's going to dive in for it. Yo can turn this around. His cooldowns will be back off any second now, but it's another triple for the hero, Tatsuri.
And Tatsuri is absolutely carrying the flag for Southeast Asia. Let's take a look again here. Hueva once again picked up, focused down, brilliant CC chain onto him, and they just tried to make him irrelevant in this fight. Very easy to do versus a Rengar. He is a relatively risky pickup in these teamfight situations. And it does feel for like DKG, if you take out Hueva, you do really cut the head off the snake. And the rest of DKG, whilst they're strong, I think Iraqi very perfectly sums up, they're not the absolute best in their positions at the tournament. They're very good, they work well as a team, but it is Hueva that is the man you need to be concerned about. And if you take him down, the rest of DKG are a little easier to deal with, and you can allow Tatsuri, who I think Tatsuri is definitely up there as one of the best laners that we have here at the Horizon Cup, and you can allow him to flourish.
So, Baron would be next. Oh, Tatsuri's gone in. He's going to get YK down, but he will fall in the same process. And now, are they going to re-engage on this one? No, because they've got Hueva in the pit. They're going to keep on following. The culling works out well. And Trevor, once again, with another magnificent Cataclysm, caught the chains of corruption, though, as Wind gets involved. Trevor trying to get away from this one. Emo will disengage. Trevor's going back in for Emo. Not going to happen, but that is another 2-for-1 in Team Secret's favor. They now have the kill advantage, and they're chasing on the gold. They've got to get the objectives, though.
I know, and again, it is a very simple strategy. You kill the annoying cat, and you really shut down a lot of the current damage that DKG have to offer. Tatsuri 9, 3, and 2. You can see where they denied that Zed away from him in the previous game. We're going to have an automatic spawn of the Rift Herald here that's going to make its way through that top side of the map. And DKG, this is the test right now. Have they been in a situation where they have to try and fight from an even, not quite behind, but like heading towards that direction? Like, can they execute the same strategy when their jungler isn't just so obscenely ahead? And that is now the test, I think, for DKG.
Yeah, there's a shining example, and we should not forget about the fact that Ziggs will start to become a real problem. Those bombs can put a lot of damage down. Well, obviously, if he's allowed to do it there for Chewy, who is certainly up on the gold as well. So, Team Secret with a glimmer of hope at the moment. And look at this, the focus that DKG were trying to put onto Tatsuri there. They know that if it can take him away, the rest of the team should fold. And they are just dancing around the objectives. Next straight coming up in 5 seconds time. You can see that already they're looking to get in position, but Hueva staying way out of the way this time. Gets into the pit, starts that dragon off, and they're going to try and get thumping going here. This is all about James.
And Tatsuri too, keep your eyes on him. Where's he going to go? You can see DKG are going to reset the dragon here. Team Secret's team fight is a little better, I think. Hueva.
Trevor wants to get in there. Emo completely missing the exchange. That didn't work out well. Oh no, look, they caught Hueva again. The stage stasis is not going to save him here. He's going to go down. Now, what can they get from this one? Another stasis comes in. Wynn's going to get picked up in the pit. He gets taken down. Evo gets chased down by Azza. Azza can dash on through. Hammers gets the lockdown as well. YK goes straight into Azza. Disaster. Stasis after stasis after stasis. DKG in all manner of trouble. Another stasis burn. And they are going to drop the aces on the cards. But they are going to turn and run. I think they're going Baron.
I think they're going straight to Baron. They've got Azar super fed on this Lucian. You've got Chewy who's picked up double buff as well. They are walking, or just red buff even. They're just walking straight over to that huge objective, and it'll be up to YK to defend it. I don't know if he's got what it takes. James has been excellent on this Gragas to support this game as well. I don't want him to fall to the wayside. He really has been a brilliant performer. You can see Teleport rushing in towards this Baron.
Weber's here. What can he do? Can he get the spike? Mike Cataclysm knocks him down. He's trying desperately to creep closer, but he's not allowed near the objective. And the Baron will go to Team Secret.
And Team Secret now, not yet in the lead, but they surely feel like they should be. Baron being picked up for them is a massive win. They've dealt with the main threats. It has been a shutdown on Weber. The big pickups of these particular boot enchants as well has made it very difficult for Weber to function in a team fight. And again, this really feels like what the Kha'Zix should have been like last game. It's much more difficult when you have these kind of assassin-focused junglers, when the enemy team has picked up stasis, they've picked up gargoyles, and they work together as a pack unit. And that is what Team Secret are doing so well here. DKG, they don't have the legs when Weber is dead to carry these team fights.
Hammers coming in, and look at this. The gold will start to swing. They've been struggling to get the towers down before those last two team fights. But the top, the mid, the bot, they all drop. Tier 2s all going down, and now they are onto the inhibitor turrets, and DKG trying to find their target. They want to focus onto Tatsuri. It's not going to happen. Evo comes back around the side there. They get the lockup once again. Chains of corruption do come down. It's only Hammers that they capture in their net, and that's just not enough, I'm afraid. Inhibitor turrets fall, and DKG can bleed, it seems. They're in all manner of trouble as the Nexus is the next focus here for Team Secret. They're going into the engage. Yogo's looking for it. They get up to Hammers. There's some good damage coming down here. Tatsuri has to back out, but look at the back line. It's melting left and right. DKG putting up one last fight here, but Azza popping up left and right. Yo's caught on him. He has to go gold. Is he going to get caught out by Yo? No. Trevor pushes in. They have to disengage this. They have to respect DKG.
They have to, because they have that Varus poke as well, but it's still a win for Team Secret here. My God, when you play good solo lanes, Team Secret, you're bloody good at the game. Just do more of that, man. Just do more of that. Tatsuri 11-4, and I know Azar hasn't had... YK has to flush away from this. Tatsuri's just that confident, but I know that Azar hasn't had the scoreline to reflect it, but he did put a pressure on YK and make that top lane difficult for him. And I think right now Tatsuri has been an absolute beast. I think Trebor playing this supportive jungler 2-1-15 as well. Be another dragon that has spawned. And I think uncontested right now. Rengar sucks, by the way, if you're in this position as a Rengar. Like when you're up against this many stasis and gargoyles, and you're into a proper team fight team that has all this CC, especially something like the Gragas. Gragas is like one of the best counter picks into Rengar ever. Like Rengar jumps on your carry, you just barely bop him, and he can't do diddly squat, you know.
Yo's going to try and commit here. In comes Weber, but I'm not too sure they've got the power now to try and back this up. Azza was taken low, but he can quickly get involved, and it's a perfect lineup for the Collie. They do get themselves one down. Is it going to be enough, though? You can see around the side, Evo trying to get away from this one. Wind will fall, and the inhibitor turrets are going to follow. The Mega Inferno bomb backs up the second there as Evo goes down, and now the Nexus is completely open.
It'll be surely it for Team Secret. They're coming back in this series, D-Man.
Incredible turnaround, no doubt about it. It will be the ace and the